For most of human history, Mars has just been this distant red dot in the night sky. A dream. But what if that distance was about to completely collapse? In this explainer, we're going to look at how the evolution of artificial intelligence is poised to totally rewrite the rules of space travel and finally make that journey to Mars a reality.
So how exactly is AI going to pull this off? Well, it's not about one single piece of technology. It's a fascinating evolution, a story that's going to unfold over the next couple of decades.
So, here's our roadmap. We'll kick things off with the grand challenge itself. Then we'll walk through 3 distinct eras of AI, where we are now, where we're going soon, and what's in the far future. And then we'll look at what it all means for the idea of distance itself. Let's jump in.
Okay, so this whole mission to Mars, it isn't going to be a single giant leap. Instead, it's going to be defined by 3 very different phases in the evolution of AI: ANI, AGI, and ASI.
This timeline really sets the stage. Right now, we are firmly in the ANI, or Artificial Narrow Intelligence era, and that's expected to go until about 2030. After that, starting around 2030, we enter the AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence era. And then, looking out to 2040 and beyond, we get to ASI, Artificial Superintelligence. Let's break down what each of these means for our
Let's start with where we are right now, the age of Artificial Narrow Intelligence, or ANI. This is the specialized AI that we're already using every single day.
When it comes to getting to Mars, you can think of ANI as the ultimate navigator. It's not coming up with brand new laws of physics or anything. What it is doing is perfecting the technology we already have, pushing it to its absolute limits with a kind of superhuman precision. And this is just incredibly useful. AI can calculate the most fuel-efficient path, that's the home and transfer orbit, in a fraction of a second. It's the brain behind those amazing autonomous landings you see from companies like SpaceX, controlling engine burns in real time. It's all about making what we have now as perfect as it can be.
So, with this AI-assisted tech and our good old chemical rockets, the trip to Mars takes about 6 to 9 months. Now remember that number, because it's our starting point. And believe me, it's about to change a lot.
Okay, now let's jump ahead into the near future, the era of Artificial General Intelligence, or AGI. And this is where AI stops being just a tool and becomes something much more. Suddenly, AI's role completely flips. It's not just the navigator anymore. Now it's the designer and the captain. See, AGI has a human-like ability to learn, to reason, and to create. That means it can start solving huge engineering problems that have had us stumped for decades.
And this jump in what it can do is just incredible. An AGI could probably design a working nuclear thermal propulsion engine, something that's been purely theoretical for us. And on the way to Mars, it could handle autonomous repairs or even perform emergency surgery on a crew member. You can't wait for instructions from Earth with that kind of communication delay. AGI is what makes the mission truly autonomous and survivable. So with these brand new AGI-designed propulsion systems, the travel time to Mars gets slashed in half. We're now down to just 3 to 4 months. This is what makes regular trips, and even settlement, feel like a real possibility.
All right, now we're going to take a real leap into the far future. This is the most speculative, honestly the most mind-bending phase, the era of artificial superintelligence, or ASI. This is an intelligence so far beyond human intellect, it's hard to even imagine. So AI's role takes one final massive leap. An ASI wouldn't just be an engineer, it would be a master of physics itself. It wouldn't just work within the laws of physics we know, it could manipulate them, maybe even transcend them. It would completely rewrite what travel even means. Yeah, this is where things get truly wild. An AI could build gigantic laser arrays in space to push tiny light sails at unbelievable speeds. It might even be smart enough to crack the physics behind warp drives, literally bending space-time to make distance irrelevant. Or, and this is the craziest one, it could figure out how to informationize human consciousness and teleport it to a synthetic body on Mars.
The result of all this? The trip to Mars isn't measured in months anymore. We're talking days, maybe even hours. The solar system basically becomes our backyard. And that countdown we started a few minutes ago? It just hit 0.
Okay, so we've just covered 3 completely different eras of AI and space travel. Let's pull it all together and really look at the incredible scale of this evolution. This table just lays it all out perfectly. With ANI, you've got chemical rockets for a 6 to 9 month journey of exploration. Then comes AGI, bringing us nuclear thermal propulsion, cutting that trip to 3 to 4 months and making settlement a real goal. And finally, with ASI, things like warp drives can make the trip in days or hours, turning travel into something more like omnipresence. The progression is just staggering to think about.
So what's the ultimate takeaway from all of this? What does this incredible journey through technology really lead to? Well, it points to a future that looks very, very different from our present.
And this is the absolute core of it. As AI evolves, Mars itself changes. It goes from being this impossibly distant planet to a new frontier a few months away, and finally to a place that's as easy to get to as the next city over. AI doesn't just make our ships faster, it fundamentally erases the barrier of distance. Which leaves us with one last, really profound question. This evolution in travel, it's more than just a cool piece of tech. It's the engine that could finally push us from being a single-planet species to a multiplanetary one. The question is no longer if we can get there, but what we'll choose to do once we can.